And
makes me look big.
And Scrubhop.com.
In the motherfucking house. What's up, everybody?
Welcome to
back.
Scrubhop Live, everyone.
Live 0.5. I thought that's what we were calling it, but I see.
I thought that's what we were calling it for sure. Yeah.
We're not.
Welcome to Scrubhop Live 0.5. I am Big Trox.
Yeah.
To my left is JDirty. And to my down below is
Julie.
I hate.
No, it's not Julie this week. This week it's Steve Spiros. Hi,
I don't have
I'm
a Steve
Spiros.
Spiros.
Hi, I'm Steve Spiros. Easygoing.
Where? Hey,
I
Steve
still like
Spiros,
that you
where
refer
are
to
you
him
from?
as you're down below.
Where are you from, Steve Spiros?
I'm from Humberside.
Thank you.
I am from Humberside.
I know we've gone over it a lot, but when I see Waterloo Waters, I think of that man every fucking time.
Absolutely. He's a great man, and I love him, and
I'm confused.
I am too, because this episode has fucking nothing to do with Steve Spiros at all.
Nothing at all.
Not even a little bit.
I don't think he was one of the 456 participants in the game.
Wasn't.
I think if he was, he would have definitely died in the beginning. That man couldn't stand still talking to a chick on the street. Rather yet in a game of green light, red light. I've learned through a lot of reviews, that's actually what it's called to them.
Green light, red light. They flip it and reverse it. Like
and
Missy
it's
Elliott?
actually and the real Koreans are mad at us because that's what we want to call it, but it's some flower opening game. I can't keep up with all the terms because they're words I've never heard before. But y'all, I've been deep diving the fuck out of this show, and I'm glad we are here tonight.
Me too. So before we dive too deep to anybody out there watching this show, we are, as we discussed last week, we were going to go in depth tonight into Squid Game.
Spoiler thing on the bottom.
So let's get a little
banner
spoiler on the bottom.
We're going to spoil the game.
We need a Bruce banner down at the bottom that's going to let everybody know that we're going to be spoiling the Squid Game.
And I know we are like a month late on this, but I also was a month late, and this is one of those versions of I didn't give a fuck about this topic until I got obsessed with it. And now I want to talk about it. Because Trox, we watched it.
We should just do this as a scroll, a little ticker boy.
Yeah. Say leave it up just so we're not dead.
Ticker it. Now we're tickered. We got a nice.
Now we're in.
We got a nice David banner right there. Tickering us.
So real quick, Trox, you watched it from the jump, right? Like it came out, and you're all over new TV, like they're like Spotify Friday releases, like honestly, kind of right. Like you know what's new.
I think you were
so honestly, I had seen it pop up on my 100% recommended for you on Netflix, and I was like, that has to say something about me.
I've never even noticed they do that.
Yep. So it said, hey, you're the guy for this. This show is definitely up your alley. And then I saw a couple recommendations online of people just being like, check this out. And then I brought it up to my wife, and right as I brought it up to her, she said, oh yeah, some of the people that I talked to on Discord, they've been talking about it too. And I was like, all right, we're watching it tonight. So within like a day of hearing about it, we put that shit on. And
I saw memes like crazy and had no clue what it even was.
Man, so one episode in, I'm sure like both of you, I was like, yep, I'm in. This is good. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Big time.
Sounds like
pretty quick into the first episode, and I had a feeling I was going to like it as soon as I was, because I started watching it late, like JDirty. Like it took me a long time to get started on it, but as soon as I did, I was like, I'm in. This is great. Like maybe 10 minutes in, I was like, I like all of this whole world that's being built right now. I'm into it.
Hell yeah!
The amount of insane foreshadowing that show started with from the first literally 5 seconds to the end was so crazy to me. Like, apparently I'm a fan of Korean shows because the other people at work are like, have you seen this and this and this? I'm like, no, but I want to see all of that.
You better come with the list during the Netflix
segment. No, I don't have them. Man, I can maybe get them by Sunday's show, but I don't have them on me right now. But
Jay, since you're, I would say probably the most immersed in this now out of all of us. I'm very much there with you, and I have tons of things to talk about. But why don't you tell the listening audience, give us like a 30-second synopsis of the show, real quick, just like overview, and then let's get
in a
real
way.
in-depth.
I think everybody's seen it, but yeah. So you got the 6 crazy deadly games every time the first thing of it all is I had no clue what the money was. Like, I didn't know if that was real or if that was a real thing, because I'm thinking like 10 million won. Someone told me that's like $38.
No,
No,
it's
like $8.
yeah.
It's like,
The total for everyone, the
38
winner was
million.
38 million US. So
That's
you
right.
got to
That's right.
figure it's probably what does that come out to? About $100,000 per person, a little less.
Sure, I'm bad at math, but
Yeah.
and I don't know. I didn't break that. I didn't watch those videos. But yeah, so anyway, every time somebody dies in this game, the more money gets added to a pot. I'm sure everybody's seen it, but the fact that, like, I'm convinced that the old man is dude's father, 100%.
Okay.
No questions asked.
He's
Those two are related.
Gi Yun's father?
See, yes. No. Fuck, see, that's why I'm so bad. The red-haired guy at the end. I call him
Yeah,
Sang Woo.
that's
And is that all the
Gi
same
One.
name?
Sang Woo is the dude that
Oh, see, I wish
That's right.
so bad when they redubbed it in English, it would have been like, "Hey Billy, what's up, Eric?" It would have been a lot fucking easier for me.
you wish they would have
here,
not
Tom.
only bastardized it and did it in English for you, but changed their fucking names to easily understood English names. I got you.
Because
Would've
as
helped.
obsessed with this as I am, I still have to be like the two friends, the dudes that were friends, and then the girl. You know, like, I'm an
Remember the girl?
Well, I'm there with you. By some of
Yeah.
them, I'll just call them the same thing. You know what I mean? And I'm
but so
I also
I'll
don't
explain.
know
I'll
their
explain
names
the
very well.
character, like, based off of like scenes, but I wouldn't be able to.
100%.
I remember the name Ali. I remember that guy.
Ollie, yeah, well, yeah, the one Pakistani guy in the whole show.
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
All right,
down.
Jay, keep going. Keep going.
So yeah. So that to me is one of the craziest things. I also think that he is the front man somehow related. I believe that they're going to end up being brothers as well, and the cop is not dead. There's so many levels that I want to dive.
Cop's not
into
dead?
with you. No, no, definitely not. That's a hashtag and conspiracy theory all on its own. That's going
Okay.
around.
You're so right about
I
that.
like it.
You're so right.
like it.
I love this.
Because like he shot him in the arm the same way he shot his brother.
Yep,
It was the
they were
opposite
shot in
side
the
of
opposite
fucking
sides.
kidneys. Like,
And so
woo!
and the thing
Earlier he's
that
like,
I,
he shot
I
me right here. This kidney right here is my brother's.
and I read that it was like all about, like good versus evil, like, Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker, like that's what the entire scene was.
I've
like,
never seen
trying
those
to-
movies, but I totally believe that to be accurate.
it's like they're relatives, one's good, one's bad, and it's
They're
like they
relative.
confront each other. They confront each other trying to
It's
When he
like
goes to his
Lost
apartment
with the
in
two
the
guys.
beginning,
Yeah.
like the one in the white plastic suit versus the one
Mhm.
in the black plastic suit. No, I've literally never seen those movies. Where am I going? Oh, when he goes to his
No.
brother's house looking for him, and he finds the little fucking gift box, and his
Mhm.
fish is dead, and his rent's not paid, and we all thinking this dude, like, I thought by the end he was gonna find out his brother won, which he did, and that's how
He
he became
did.
a front man for sure.
Uh-huh.
Obviously,
Right.
which we found out, but I thought he was gonna win, and then he was gonna find out his brother, who we thought died or whatever, is like wearing a fucking mask as a VIP at the end or some
Right,
shit like
right,
that. You know
right.
what I mean? Like living crazy life. Which in a way he was.
Right.
You know, I don't know, man. I don't want to. I
He's a
could ramble
facilitator.
forever about this. I'll
I-
let you
No,
guys-
and I
enjoy
want
it.
to. There's
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
I enjoy
I'm sorry,
you.
Steve.
Thank you. I enjoy you you giving all of that perspective, and especially all those theories, because that was actually one of, like, there was only a few things in the show that I was disappointed with in, and it was that I thought that some of
What?
those storylines, like that in particular, like, I felt like that storyline between the two brothers, that if he did just shoot him and kill him, I was like, so they just, like, built all of that up.
That's
and then
why there's no
and-
way nothing happened by chance on that show.
I'm telling you, just by you sort of pontificating on that and giving some of those theories, it's making me enjoy those aspects of the show even more, and I feel like
Right.
I'll be here even more. Like, I loved it, and I was a big fan, like, all the way
Yeah.
through. Really enjoyed it. Like, but there were those types of things where I was like, okay, this storyline just didn't get tied up. I don't know why we spent so much time on this character when they just got fucking killed out in this way.
That's
like,
why
not,
there's
like,
no way he's
still
dead.
way too early. Like, Yeah. So
They faked
Well,
he faked his
appreciate
own death once previously.
Right.
Of course, it's going to happen again. There's just no way. Like,
Mhm.
he showed his
So-
face for one person and one person only. He's not dead.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I'm excited. He's definitely going to be a character in season 2 now that you're, schooling me on
big
that.
time.
But a couple things that I wanted to
Ask
call
any
out, and I don't
questions,
know
I'm
if you
ready.
guys noticed, but okay. So one of the things that I found most fascinating going back and watching again and reading things was that all of the games, the outlines of the games are scrawled onto the walls behind
Yes.
all of their beds.
So dope.
Which is fucking crazy because you don't see it until they start removing beds as people
Right.
die. So like they're trying, they're removing people's organs and selling them so that they can find
That's
out what the next
only
game's going to be.
hole
Yeah,
that I didn't understand because the front man clearly did not know about that.
Right.
Because I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what you're doing with them. Don't show your face. We have a job to do.
Right.
Yeah.
But they never were like, who are they selling them to? How did they get connected? Like that part was weird. Who was
Maybe
deleting
that's
the footage?
not
Season
one of
2,
the
I hope.
rules. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the rules are pretty specific on
But
what
they
they can and
never
can't
go
do.
back. That's the only thing I'm like, it better be in season 2 who the Chinese guys were, because that's what they said, or something along the. I think
Yeah.
that's what they said. Who they were selling them to. I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry, go on. But that's the only thing I didn't
No, but
understand.
seeing the games on the walls blew my mind because
Yes.
I was like, holy shit, they like everything is outlined in the room already. And
whole
I
time.
did not catch that the first time I watched it. It
Well,
took,
nobody did because the beds had to be removed. And if
Yes.
the old man had not freaked out during the late
Yes.
night brawl, you would have
Thank you.
seen all of them.
so
And
that
that was one of the
scene,
many hints that he was tied in.
that
Mhm.
scene is something I wanted to discuss specifically because in that scene, everything's going fucking crazy. And obviously he was already like, just trying to watch everyone and
Yeah.
not get involved.
Right.
And he stands up and looks directly at the camera, screams, "Enough! Please stop
I'm
or stop this
scared, I'm
craziness!"
scared.
Or whatever it was
I'm
he said.
afraid
And
or something. Yeah.
then it cuts it cuts to the front man on that scene, and then all of a sudden they send everybody in, and that's the only time in the show that they stop
Yeah.
everything and send everybody in to like
Only because
shut it down.
he said it. Yeah.
Because he called it. Yeah,
That's
Every
crazy.
dude in
And-
there was scared and screaming. They weren't going to stop that shit.
hell no. Yeah,
In the
And-
30
but
plus
at the
seasons
time,
before.
at the time when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. This is like,
Yeah.
this isn't one of the games. They see that it's escalated too far and they're going to shut it down. And it
And I
wasn't
was
until,
just kind of like, why are they having mercy on that old dude?
fuck,
And I
yeah,
never
man.
once was like, why is he the only person that's not in his fucking 30s? Like, it
Right.
never really clicked to me at all.
That's
Ever.
wild. Yeah.
Why is this guy even there?
No,
Like, and
that's-
then so did you realize, like, so he had supposedly on the internet and out in every one of the games
Yes.
until the bridge, and that's why he got out before that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so on the tug of war, he wasn't actually he wasn't locked to the rope. Like when
No,
they
he-
scroll over him at the end,
One of
he doesn't
the
have
ones
the
I
lock.
watched, I saw that he did have a lock on. I
When they all
watched
fall?
another. Yeah, I watched another video on that.
I didn't
one too,
watch
and
it, but
saw-
I've seen a lot of like it on things. Really?
Yeah,
I'll
I
have
saw
to go
one that
check.
showed
I'm
that
not back to that
he
part
was
yet.
he was in fact locked. And but like on the
You should tell
green
us
light, red
35 videos I've watched.
on the green light, red light, he was the only one when the camera showed that didn't
Yeah.
have the infrared
Outline?
wrapped around him. Yeah, the outline on him.
Really?
And
Stupid
And if
crazy,
you-
Man,
dog.
I
if
missed
you
I missed
rewatch
all of this. This is I absolutely have to rewatch now. Like
It's
I
fucking
was getting
wild.
caught up. I was getting caught up
It's
on
so
other
good.
things after I finished this, but I need to do a rewatch now. You guys are blowing my mind.
the
There's
other
so
thing
much.
that you need to like super pay attention to is so the old man's name is Ilnam. Ilnam's face, and every single time when it's focused in on everybody and they look like they're like mad stressed or like they're about to die, and then he's just smiling like he has this shit-eating
Yeah.
grin from like ear to ear, like when they're playing tug of war, and it's like focuses in on everybody's face, and then his face is tilted all the way back and he's got a big ass smile on
Yeah,
I
his face.
remember
because
his
he's
big
just
smile
having a
there.
blast.
Yeah.
because
And it
he-
relates
he-
to number one man. That's what Ilnam means.
yes Oh,
I'm like,
Ilnam means number one man.
yeah, that's
did
what
not
it
know that.
translates to. That's why he didn't tell anyone his name. He said he forgot his name when they were going around, and then right
Yeah.
before he died in the marble game, he's like, "Oh, I remember now." Well, you guys don't know what he sounds like because you fucking know how to read, but the guy who does his voice is stupid fresh. But so yeah, that
So-
translates to number one man. I'm like, that's so dope, so dope.
Man, those are some ill
So,
creators. over
Like,
there.
there's way more.
The other thing
Where do we want
about
to go?
number one is when the cop is in the records room and he's looking through all the books and all the
Yeah.
files of everybody that's played the game, and he gets to the current year. The only record that's missing is number one.
Because he's not a registered player.
Yeah.
So dope. And he remember how he said, here, wear my jacket, because dude put his jacket around him. Because that was
Yes.
a ploy to get out. He poured that water on him so he'd be the odd one out. Instead, the crazy girl got to be the extra ticket. And she she stayed behind because dude was like, yeah, I'll bring you, old man. It's cool. But so he put his jacket on him, and while they were playing, he said, wear my jacket. The guards won't mess with number one.
Yep.
And you
said,
didn't even think anything.
Exactly. He's
so
like,
dope.
oh yeah, they favor number one or something along those lines. And I was like, oh fuck. It wasn't until re-looking it all again, I'm like, oh shit.
That's
That
so
like,
crazy. So
it's
he's dropping
so
hints
crazy,
left
man.
and right, like through the whole fucking thing.
100%.
One of my favorite parts was episode number 2, which I thought was the slow episode, but it was the backstory one. Every one of their deaths was foreshadowed in that episode.
Yes.
The way all of them died. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's so sick. It's so dope, man.
Yeah, all the main characters, their deaths are foreshadowed in episode 2.
Do you remember episode 2, Cotton? Like Doc Sue jumps off the bridge to get away from the mobsters.
Yeah.
He ends up getting pulled off the bridge and dying.
Holy shit.
Homegirl was gonna slice the bookie or whatever you call that guy's throat for like taking her money. She ended up getting her throat slit right there.
Yep.
Man.
Ali steals from his boss and runs away with the money. That's what happened to him. Dude stole his marbles and let him die. Wow. And what was the other? Oh, the other one was
Sam Woo. He was laying in the bathtub and he was about to kill himself the same way that he ended up actually killing himself.
In the rain, so he was still all wet. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So dope.
So they foreshadowed all of their deaths. The
only other thing I loved foreshadow wise was Crazy Chick. When right after Tug of War was like, I love that. When I lean, I'm so powerful. And then she leaned back to kill the dude. I was like, it's just so damn good, man. Like,
man. It was so on point. Everything from the writing to the acting. I really think, Jay, if you watch it again, watch it in Korean because you'd appreciate it in a different way.
I don't doubt it.
Another thing that I
I appreciate it a lot.
That I didn't catch until earlier this evening, even because I was doing a little bit more homework before we started. I wanted to be fresh on it. So, did you realize? And I'm sure Jay, you did, but Cotton, I don't think you have.
Somehow,
that pretty much every single one of the players chose blue in the game in the subway. Every one of the players chose blue. So does that mean that all of the oppressors chose red? Or just
if
the ones that they
chose red, you became a guard.
Yeah.
Is the big theory, at least in the internet. Oh, yeah. So, oh, shit. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, everybody that played, every player picked blue in the subway. And if you picked red, you became a guard, is the theory. Which is fresh. And so when he picked blue, he was wearing a blue hat. Yes. And then at the end, so now we think he's going to go in on the flip side. Hair red, he's going to go take down the game now. And season 2 got confirmed today.
Yes, I saw
today.
that.
I'm like, yeah, boy. I knew it was coming. Exciting. I mean, I think it said it reached 141 million. Million Netflix accounts like in 1 week, like recently, like a month after it's been out.
That's fucking
stupid
crazy.
Yeah.
It's so
crazy. Like
so not only
shout out to all the Squid Game people.
Not only did all the players choose blue and the guards chose red, and then Gi-yoon dyes his hair red at the end. So is that why there's the speculation of like where he's going. Is he trying to go become the new front man, or is he just
I
going to go
think
try
he's
and play
trying
the
to take
game
it
again?
down. No, I think he's trying to. He did not like it. I'm not your horse. I'm a human. We're not. We're people. I think he's gonna go try to take down the entire thing. He
But
doesn't
maybe
want to
he does
take
that
over.
by way of becoming front man. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe there could be a ploy there or whatever,
Yeah.
but I think he wants to stop it. But so the whole thing with the old man, we don't even know that he's dead, because there's so many theories that like what was in that water was like
Right.
this fucker masterminded a chemical that he knew in 25 minutes he'd pass out for 10 minutes. Like the way that
Yeah.
game is played, there's speculations. We never saw Ali die. He was an off-screen death.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean? There's the cop, there's Ali, and there's the old man that you never saw die
Wow.
on screen. So I don't know. There's where else was I going? Oh yeah, so you remember the
I love how
homeless
deep
guy
this
at
is.
the end? Like the whole bet, like I make one more bet.
Yeah.
So that guy where he was sitting and got picked up is the exact spot that he got picked up the very first time in the van to go play Squid Game. Was at that exact corner.
Was it where Guillaume did?
Where Guillaume got picked up was right there, and that was
That's
where
wild.
that guy was sitting. Like it's just it's so
Wow.
crazy, man.
Man.
That's
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
And the parallels of the dad, because he's like, oh yeah, my son can't drink chocolate milk either. And he's like, I used to beat my son. He's like, yeah, my dad used to beat me too. He's like, I used to watch my kids play, but they never saw me. He's like, yeah, my dad never would watch us. That's weird. So there's all
And then
sorts of things.
and then the whole in the marbles
Wow.
game when he kept saying like that he just liked to sit and watch. I read that
Yeah.
was because he never got to see his son play. So is that insinuating
they're
that that's
saying
his
they
dad?
think that that's Guillaume.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
And
That's
the front man
crazy.
and the cop being his sons as well, all of them being brothers.
Wow.
Is the internet theory. So yeah, I'm like, holy
That's so
shit.
much
What else?
fun.
I feel like there was so many like even more parallels. To
Well,
those
another
two
thing
being
about
related.
another thing about that about all the guards, this relates to the front man and kind of that whole organization. But I didn't realize until today that there's an order of their like seniority or their by the shape on their face. So it goes. Do you know what it is? So I wrote it down earlier.
It goes triangle, square, circle, right?
No, I got circle is the lowest, triangle is the middle, and
I
then
did it
square
back.
is the highest.
And I fucked it all
And
up.
then front man, and then the fucker with the crazy
The
like
VIPs.
elephant face or whatever. Yeah.
Elephant face.
Yeah, because remember when the cop was a circle, he was getting punked out.
Uh-huh.
And then as soon as he took dude's mask, he's like, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, sir. He's like, don't you know the rules? Basically, like, bitch, I'm above you now. Look at this shape.
Yeah.
I got you. Ah!
It's fucking wild.
Yeah, so there was
crazy.
that. Oh, you just said something that made me think of something else, but then I fucking forgot.
About the boss.
When we talked about the VIP shit.
Yeah.
So there's another theory that the bank is also involved, and that's how like the IRS isn't getting involved with all this guy just getting $38 million.
Right.
Over 6 days ago, he was flat broke. That's how long this whole thing took place, by the way. It was a 6-day span. The whole games.
Really?
And yeah, I had to look that up because I couldn't figure it out.
Put a pin in that right now then. We'll go back to the IRS that you were just talking about. But so the first game happens, right? 255 people die in the first game.
Boop, marked out.
So done. 255 out. Almost 50% of the entire more than
I'm in.
50% of the entire population gone in the first game. So then Ilnam is the deciding vote. They shut the whole shit down. They decide
because the rumor has it he felt guilty.
Yes.
Seeing people on their level, he felt, we're both doing that. He was like, fuck, I've never been down here. I'm going to give them a chance to leave. If they come back, it's on them.
Yeah. That's my hypothesis as well. So he does that. He lets everybody go. Is it literally within 24 hours that they're all back? Like
That's what
you say-
the thing says. Yeah, they all go
That's
home.
Wow.
and
I
immediately
got
see
that
their
vibe
rock
off that
bottom.
second episode. I got that vibe just
Yeah.
off watching that, and I haven't done like additional research. But that's it, and that I felt like that what was so cool about that episode was it did seem like all of them went out for a day, and by the end of that day, we're like, "Fuck this, I'm going back."
Yeah.
Like,
And then the old
Yeah.
man's the only one you don't see getting gassed when he gets in the car. That the van
Yes.
just drives away with him.
that's
Yeah,
wild.
it's ridiculous, man. And then and that he planned purposely, like the old man orchestrated all to find his son, and that's why he happened to be at that convenience store because he had people watching him. There's things that say he created the whole Squid Game just to find his long lost sons. I am so excited for it to come back, y'all. Like, oh,
So
like so
one of the-
fucking much.
That's
One of the
dope.
other things that I saw was while the cop was in the records room and he's going through all the books and everything, it goes
Yeah.
all the way back to 1988. And they said
Yeah.
that like in 88, it was like a single book that was, pretty thin. But by the current year, it took up multiple shelves.
Right.
So does that mean that like in the beginning they did this with like 10 people or something? Or
I think that's just
a
what we have to
handful?
assume. Yeah.
And now they're up to 456 and fucking.
And remember, like one of the
Population
VIP
density.
guys was like, "Man, Korea's is always the best game." So
Yeah.
insinuating they're in different countries and all over the world doing this. shit.
Exactly.
Oh man! So then
And
are they
remember
gonna do,
that
like,
tunnel?
Squid
They
Game
never blew it
America?
up either. That
Yeah,
that
that's
thing is
true.
still there. That whole they built this so we can maybe get out. I thought for sure that was going to happen, but it never did yet. So yeah, there's so the IRS thing that I was going to say was
Yeah. Sorry, bring it back.
no, you're good. When he was at the bank, like all fucked up, he's a billionaire or millionaire, and he's like, "Can I borrow $8?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Of course, but like, sir, if you don't want you don't have to take your money out. Like, what we have a VIP program." So they think the banks are involved, meaning that was his way of saying, like, "Hey, do you want to buy in
Oh.
to be a VIP? We're keeping this off the record, like, because again, the IRS in any country is coming after you for $38 million overnight
for sure.
in your
Yeah.
bank account. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's a
Unless
lot
you're
of
in
layers.
some creepy Illuminati conspiracy where you sit in a room and watch people kill each other. Then,
right. Of
So
course.
down to get in that club, though. I mean, can we talk about what being a VIP must be like? Because it looked fucking cool.
Can we
I
talk
would
about that
definitely.
mask that completely changes your voice into like Denzel Washington? Because
I would
Badass
love that.
mask.
he
I
takes
would
it
love
off
that.
and
Badass
he's
mask.
just like a Korean badass, but he puts
So-
it on. He's like, James Earl
I
Jones.
would like to see the English dub just so I can hear his voice, because on the Korean one he speaks English. When it goes to the front man,
Yeah,
when
when
he's
he's
I
from
want
there,
it.
he's speaking
character-
English.
Oh, all
Yeah.
the time.
He's the only character. Yeah, he's the only
Do
character
the
that speaks
VIPs
English.
speak English?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
so the
because they're
VIPs
the
that you're
only ones
hearing-
that their mouths actually sound and like they're not dubbed or anything.
Yep.
The VIPs speak English and the
Front
front
man
man speaks English.
And then there
And
were
the
a
whole
few other bits of English throughout. Like there were maybe like an English word here or there, or a character
I don't
that
doubt
might
it,
say
but
something. But and it was always kind of interesting when it would pop up
I'm
because you're like,
down
oh,
as fuck. You're like, oh, I
man.
knew that one.
I get
Yeah,
that
the
whole.
shit is so
and-
fresh.
And
I've been talking forever.
it's so good. It's really,
Yeah.
really so good. I'm glad that we decided to do a half hour on it, because you and I talked about it and said, hey, we should just get on the air and put it out there, because we have so many theories and
And I could like probably
opinions?
even keep going. It's ridiculous.
I
man.
could
Like,
too.
Yeah, this. I
love
mean,
it.
this was really, really dope for me because, yeah, like I said, like I watched it, I really enjoyed it. I'm a fan, but I did not watch it with this much
so much.
intensity or
the
attention.
final parallel.
Definitely
the whole
going to
thing.
now.
There's two more things I wanted to say. The very first scene you see is the two kids playing Squid Game,
Yeah.
and that's Gi-yoon and
Samwoo.
Samwoo, right? And in it, Gi-young's like, "Hey, look over there," and he jukes him and gets away from him in the intro. And at the
Mhm.
very end, he fucking throws that shit in his face and does the exact same move as he does to
Yep.
beat him in the intro as children at the very end to win the game. Well, begin winning the game.
Yeah.
And then, the other thing was with him being his dad, Ilnam being his dad. So
Yeah.
the whole like, oh, he abandoned his family because the game and the money took over, and he got so obsessed that it was more important than family to be a part of this game. And then at the very end, right before he goes to see his daughter, he's like, no, I'm gonna go back to the game and fuck my kid. And it's like it runs in the family. It's a family trait. Like that's another
Yeah.
one of the things trying to say, like tying him into Ilnam as his dad. So
Man.
down. So
fresh.
fucking ready for him to do it again. And I hope
Hell
it's
yeah.
soon. Like I know it's gonna be so fucking awesome to try to compete with that.
Man.
And they're gonna
It's
kill it.
Yeah, they're gonna
it's
kill
gonna
it.
come back soon. Like you said, it's the
Yeah.
biggest show in the history of Netflix, and we just talked about it for a half an hour. So
Yeah, a month
obviously
after
it's
it came out.
fucking amazing. And
And
we
I'm
could
okay with
probably
that.
do another hour on it, but I think we
Yeah,
should probably wrap
I'm
this
into
up
this
now.
motherfucker. This is dope. But yeah, thank you guys. This is not your normal Scrub Hop Talk Live, but if you enjoy that Squid Game shit like we obviously do, thank you for joining us.
We
Hell
live and
yeah.
die
Yeah.
in the Squid Game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we didn't even fucking talk
Squid
about that.
Game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
We
the
should.
last
I
thing
wish
we
we
gotta
could
talk
play
about.
that at the end.
Man. So
I'm
Pete
really
Davidson-
glad I did not watch, because you warned me not to watch that before I
Yeah.
finished watching the show, and I was like, "Thank you, I'm not going to."
I
avoided
watched
that.
it before
I didn't look
was
at
done.
anything. I didn't look at anything Squid
Damn.
Game online. I didn't look at that, and I was like, "I'm gonna make sure I don't get a fucking spoiler here." And that's why even last week when we were talking about this, I was like, "Guys, we can't talk about this right now. I've been avoiding spoilers for such a long time. I don't want them." So
Yeah, well, so just
those
to frame up what
motherfuckers.
you're talking about. So
SNL,
my
yeah.
family and I are avid SNL watchers. We watch every episode. And so we were
Uh-huh.
watching the recent one with Rami Malek, and all of a sudden like a Lonely Island-esque music video comes on with Rami Malek and Pete Davidson about Squid Game. And it's like a country music version of Squid Game.
Fucking
And
And
hilarious.
it's fucking
Very
fucking
funny.
hilarious, but
It spoils the whole
literally
season.
spoils the entire season. Like it ends with Pete Davidson with red hair, and like it shows you every
'Cause I'm
single
really bad with
game, and like
money.
yeah, dog, like it literally spoils the entire show. And so I hit up Cotton and I was like, "Don't watch SNL. Just skip it because finish Squid Game and then watch SNL."
Yeah.
But it's super dope. Go watch
Yeah,
the Pete
so funny.
Davidson
Go check that out
Squid
for
Game
sure.
video.
If you've
So
seen
good.
Squid Game already, which if you're
Only if
watching
you've seen it.
this, you
If you're
definitely
hearing
have.
us recommend the video, it's too late if you haven't.
Yeah. Oh, and we got Mad Hatter wants to say good night before he passes out.
Well,
I think that's our cue.
All I
That's
see
our
there is
cue.
a cop out for the like second and or third week in a row for not calling in, for not knowing what one of my album covers looks like. But that's all right.
Holy
We'll talk
shit,
about that
that'll be
later.
That's a
I
topic
thought
for
you were
another
gonna
day,
call,
Mr. Burns.
Lucas. Anyway,
do
that's
it.
all in the good,
Gotta
y'all.
do
We
it.
appreciate the
Oh
fuck
my
out of
God.
anybody checking us out. Squid Game
Me
for life.
too.
At
Yeah.
least for one more season. I don't know how far it'll go, but I'm down as fuck. Thank you guys. Scrub Hop Talk Live.
SG4L. Jaffield?
Yeah, hell yeah. And we will be back with another full-length episode this coming Sunday night right here on Twitch TV. There we go. Twitch.tv/ScrubHop. There we go. Fuck yeah, ScrubHop.com. Peace out.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.